Hello everybody, I am the Amateur Day Trader. It has been a long time since I've made a video and I apologize for that. Today we are going to go through a few trades that I made on SBET. So to start out, we can see here at the open we had a strong sort of break up and then straight back down and then started to rise again. So I read this as a ABCD pattern. The reason I took it on the upside was because, well, one, we were showing strength and we still had the volume. The buyers still seemed pretty much in control. The only thing that made me hesitate a little bit on this was, if you notice that second candle, that 935 candle, the red one, closed below VWAP, and that gave me a little bit of hesitation. But I took it anyway, kind of half hoping, half expecting it to go back up to the upside. If you notice, that third candle where I entered has a tail down to the 50 SMA, and it looked like it wasn't going to push lower than that, so I went ahead and took the entry on that. And then you can see that the exit, the first red arrow above that, that was my exit for 100% of my position. So that was a very quick first win for the day. That could have gone against me. My entry could have been better. In reality, if I was looking for a true ABCD, I probably would have entered closer to where I exited and then exited at the top of the next green candle. Because for ABCD, you usually want to see your entry point be right above point B, where point C did not come back below point A. My second trade that I took was after, you can see those 6th and 7th red candles. You can see that I kind of entered back in. Sort of saw the same thing here, where I almost was kind of doing another ABCD, where point A was my first entry, and B was all the way at the top, and C was the pullback down to where my second entry was, the second blue triangle. Again, same thing, it didn't really hold below VWAP, so I entered, and then I took a partial, which is what that first red triangle after my second entry is, and then I moved my stop loss to break even and got stopped out there, but again, it was a break even, so that was another little bit of profit that I made for the day. Not a ton, but again, I'm just beginning, just trying to figure this stuff out. You can see my third entry I actually lost on. My stop loss was hit. I got stopped out. I didn't go back up. Sorry about Trader Workstation yelling at me in the background. Let me mute this. There we go. That should be good. So I actually got stopped out on that one. And then what looks like, you can see it tried to break back above VWAP and then dropped below that pre-market high and went all the way down to the pre-market low. And I kind of noticed this, and then it went back up into that pre-market high range. And then you can see I actually did a short sale there, hoping for it to go all the way back down to the pre-market low. You can see that's another case where I took a partial and then set my stop loss to break even, so made a little bit of profit there. There were a couple trades that I missed on SBET today. You can see after that we went right above the pre-market high and then crashed all the way back down. Would have loved to have been in on that. And then of course the last one, where you can see we actually broke from the pre-market low back up around 245 up to the 330 time range. Those were two trades I would have loved to have been in on, but didn't have those. And really, honestly, by the time I got to my last trade, my short sale that we just went over, I was probably over trading a little bit, so that was probably a bad idea. There were some things I could have tweaked in here in terms of a couple of my entries and just how I approached it, but overall I am happy with what I did today, not just because I made money, but because I'm gaining more confidence in my entries and my risk management, and I'm not going on tilt and going nuts when I get stopped out or anything like that. today was a good day. I feel like I made good decisions, and I hope you did too. So I will see you next time. Again, I am the Amateur Day Trader, and thanks for watching.